how much leverage does that give you as a player? The individual accolades, right? Like scoring champ, finals MVP. How much leverage does that give you in terms of like you were saying, like negotiation? Like you telling the team, yo, yeah, I'm coming off the bench, but you have to pay me like a starter.
Well, for me, I was one of those guys that was great in the intangibles. Like Melo knows, like I did the little things really well that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. Like I couldn't score the ball like Melo. Like I couldn't rebound like Melo. Like he's elite in NBA history. He's only 5,000 NBA players and he's top 10 greatest scorer of all time, right? That's crazy, right? Only 5,000 people that have ever did this. And
I respect the shit out of him because he be up here like with the stone face when people say that. He's just like, yeah, no.
I'm acknowledging.
It was almost like a UFC fight when you play Melo. You talk to anybody that had to guard Melo, it's like, yo, you gonna get beat up trying to guard him. I'm like, this dude is
Julius is up here last week talking about, yo, this motherfucker be hacking.
And he got the ball.
He a hack. And Julius is a fucking hack.
So what I learned was, it's like, you have to be able to, like, my teammates knew that I made their lives easier. Like, one thing I never forget about Miami is talking to Spo. And Spo was like, man, your teammates love you. And my teammates would be like, man, I want to go in the game when you in the game. Because I just knew how to find guys when they were open. Like, I was good at the intangibles. And so that's what your representation is for. They got to be able to show how valuable you truly are. And we've lost the art of that in our game, too. Where when I came out or I'm going to my free agency, I'm not a max guy, but I'm comparing like all my good numbers, whether it's how many games I'm winning based on the team I got. You know, how many points, assists, rebounds combined I got. I'm in the top 5 in the league. Steals, I'm always top 5 in the league. I led the league in a minute. So you got to be able to pull different numbers to put yourself in a position because
you're negotiating.
Yeah, you negotiate, man. And they trying to pay you as less as possible. They'll turn you against the fans. I remember I had like the equipment manager was like, man, like why you asking for so much money? I remember I turned down 60 on my extension. 60 was like 200 now. It was just 60 back then. I turned it down. Because I'm like, nah, I'm worth 80.
80 at least.
And the equipment manager was like, well, do you need all that money? I said, well, damn.
Damn, bro.
Like that's how your interactions become that with people you work with the fans.
The minute you start negotiating.
You
go from being the best liked person to now the narrative just
burning jerseys
kicks in. And nobody knows what the fuck is going on.
I used to joke with the coach and the GM of one of my teams. They my guys too. They would be like, hey, Andre, like, you're not one of the guys that cares about money. Like you handle your business well and you're doing well off the court. Do you need, I'm looking like, wait, what? And then what happens when both of their contracts expire? Both of them got the max. The coach and the GM. I'm like, I thought we didn't care about the money.
I thought y'all was doing good. What happened? Yeah. But as a logical fan, that always kind of pissed me off because you can see like there's text and there's subtext. That shit is text. It's like, yo, the ownership is clearly demonizing the player who's just literally just negotiating. The same way I would go into fucking, got Merrill Lynch, bro. I'm a financial analyst.
Right.
You know what I mean? Here's my resume.
What ends up happening though, it's like a movie. It's like you negotiate with the front office or the GM and the president, right? So you have your negotiate. Your agents do his job, or her job, negotiating back and forth. Now, the owner of the team is allowing you to do your job, negotiate this contract, right? Now, when it start getting stale and the conversations, they start stalling out, right? Yeah. We get to a halt and they got to reach the owner who's somewhere far away, who's somewhere in the south of France.
Get
right?
the table shower.
No, this fucking guy.
I'm just allegedly.
You know what I mean? Like they doing what they do, right? And you bother them. That's when the pressure comes in at the GMs and the execs that says, yo, we got to get this deal done. They feel the pressure. Because they don't want to be bothered when they over there in South France.
Bro, sitting there getting a massage.
They don't want to be bothered. Like we put you in this position to get this deal done. But now, as an athlete, right, we don't understand that, right? We don't understand how to negotiate. Like, to your point, if I'm negotiating and I'm trying to get a certain number, I'm going to use everything in my power to negotiate to get that number, right? So if I got to show you how many times I dove on the floor against the other person that's in my position that dove on the floor, I'm going to use that stat to get me over the hump. Whatever it is, you got to find all the positive shit that you have going on and bring that to the table, and now match that up against what they're negotiating with. But most people don't do that.
And
right?
if we become emotional.
We become emotional. They don't want to pay us this.
To them, it's business. Because, like, you my mans. I've been winning games for you. After every game, you coming up to me saying, good job.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm coming in early in the morning every day. You see me putting this work. You like, keep working, keep working. We're going to build this thing together. We're going to win championships. As soon as the negotiations come around,
it's over.
You're not good at this. and for a max guy, we need a guy that got everything. You can't defend like Clay's going through it with the Warriors right now.
Ooh, baby.
It can happen to everybody.
And that man won 4 championships with them.
What?
Everybody can get it.
That is the crazy shit to me, bro. Like, as a kid, bro, I seen it.
So now you like, man, I'm cool on them. That's when you see athletes, they go on Twitter, be like, man, I'm off them. And the fans be like, we love you though. Why do you not like us?
You don't know what's going on as a fan.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
That's where the disconnect happens.
And it's like, it ain't got nothing to do with you, Joe on the couch. I'm beefing with the motherfucker.
But you can't explain yourself as an athlete either.
Boom.
To the fan, because they're not aware of what's going on. So automatically they take in their side of the organization or the team, thinking that another disgruntled athlete.
This guy's getting all this money.
Yeah.
Wow.
If I'm getting paid this much money,
I'm making $70
how
million.
much money is being made?
Million.
No, but if I'm getting paid this much,
what's being made?
If you give somebody $270 million, how much money do you have?
Yeah.
That's what
$27 billion.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You know what I mean? Like,
but it's always looked at as, that guy doesn't want $270 million. What's wrong with him?
What's wrong with him? I work at Meineke. You know what I'm saying?
I work at Meineke.
Like, yo, but it's a different,
it's relative though.
It's all relative.
If you break it down to anything, it's all relative to each his own. To each his own. Yeah. Whatever your situation is, it's all relative.
So let me ask you
this. Just here, this is our situation. This is how we deal with it. We deal with it in a different pot of money.
Right.
Some people deal with it in this pot of money. Some people deal with it in this pot of money.
So you said something interesting. You were saying, and you agreed, that players can't really explain that to fans.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, this is what's going on, blah, blah, blah. Is that for, like, legal reasons? Or is that just like, yo, this is the way we do things? Because there's a lot of younger guys that are being vocal about stuff on social media.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm not getting playing time.
Mm-hmm. It's changing. The times are changing.
You know what I mean? So what is it? Is it like player association? Is it something about just etiquette? Or is there something in like the bylaws? Like, yo, fam, you cannot comment on ongoing negotiation, boo, 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 whatever.
It's
in writing.
It's what Melo said, and it's what I'm speaking to. We don't know how to negotiate. Coming from the backgrounds that we come from. We don't have law degrees.
Right.
We don't have business certificates. You know, like we weren't trained. We didn't come up in, our parents didn't own, a private equity firm that bought the team that led me, they gave it to me. So now I run the team, but I've been doing business my whole life. So we don't understand how, where we come from, your word is your word, right? So like, all right, I understand what I got is worth what, and you know it's worth that. So here's the exchange. Simple. But in that world, it's a little different. It's all leverage. Like I know how much you're worth, but I can convince you that you ain't worth that, and I can get you for lesser.
Yeah.
Nasty.
It's like real estate.
Yeah.
We all assets, right? We're not the principal. Shout out to Jay Will. He spoke on that today. I stole that from him. And so, like, that's what I've been talking to Melo about with the PA, when I want him heavily involved because he is the influence, and he's where these young guys want to be. The young guys want to be like me, because I wasn't a superstar, but I was able to align myself up in a business-like manner as like these guys. Like I've been able to get deal flow. I've been able to get in some tech deals, and they see it look sexy, not understanding like I had real jobs. And I'm in the offices and I'm working my ass off on a sign. But they really want to be like Melo because they want to get it on the court, and they want that to open doors for them to get it off the court as well. So with Melo, I'm like, I need you. Because the most important thing is to teach the young guys how the businesses work. That's what I'm trying to do.
NBA season may be over, but there's plenty of sports to choose from, and PrizePicks has got you covered when it comes to helping you make some bread.
PrizePicks is a daily fantasy app where you can select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and you could turn your little $10 into $1,000. PrizePicks is wild simple to play. I can make my picks and submit my entry in less than 60 seconds, B.
So be sure to visit prizepicks.com/7pm and use promo code 7pm for a deposit match up to $100. In the meantime, stay locked in at 7 p.m. in Brooklyn.